to share that with us today. Abigail is caring, she's empathetic, and she's loving, and all of you who know her or who will get to know Abigail will find this out for yourselves. Abigail is humble about her accomplishments, but there's one accomplishment that happened a long time ago that she wasn't so humble about. And I think that's the first time we saw the glow in her eyes and a big smile. And that was when she was about 3 or 4 years old. Angie reminded me about this the other day. And she had been to the dentist. And she came home from the dentist and she said to me when she got home, "Daddy, I went to the dentist and I did not cry." Big smile. Same thing with Adam. And for the next week or two, everyone that she saw was, "I went to the dentist and I did not cry." But since then, no bragging, just a gleam in the eyes and a big smile. I first met Matt, I think, at UCLA, and I think it was at Royce Hall. We were waiting for Abigail after she had performed some Filipino dances in a concert. And while waiting outside with Matt, I didn't know him very well, so we weren't talking a whole lot. We talked a little bit about sports, and that was good. And while we were waiting, there were several girls that came up to Matt and said, "Hi, Matt, how you doing?" And I think a couple of them said, "We're doing this stuff afterwards. Do you want to join us?" And he said, "No, I'm waiting for someone." It's Abigail. So I thought, well, that's pretty good. It's a popular guy, but he's going for Abigail. And as far as sports is concerned, Matt and I have watched TV several times, watching various sporting events. And I don't know if before he comes to the house, he actually studies the Cubs and the Bears, so he'd be happy, or if he actually knows all this stuff because he's such a sports fan. But either way, it's fine. But I think one of the most telling things about Matt that I just learned a few weeks ago is that he received an award this year from the interns at his hospital as their favorite resident. Now, I don't know if you know the relationship between interns and residents, but residents are like the boss of the interns. And a resident can make an intern's life miserable by making them do all the work, not teaching them anything, sleeping through the night, and letting the interns stay up all night. Or the resident can help the interns, show them how to do procedures, teach them, and to receive an award like this is really special. Really special. And so Matt came to the house, and he came in and he sat down in the family room, and he was very calm and collected, and without any notes, he went over his history with Abigail and how he loved her and cared for her, and he asked for a blessing because he was going to ask Abigail to marry him. And I thought that was just great. First, he did it without notes. But mainly, we were just so happy that they were going to get married. And Angie was beside herself. She wanted to tell everyone, and I kept telling her, "You can't tell anyone until you ask Abigail. She has to know. She can't find it out from one of our friends." So now I'd like everyone to pick up their champagne glasses and please stand and join me in a toast to Abigail and Matt.
Chicago, Chicago. Now, Matt, usually at a wedding, you would expect to hear something like, "Welcome to the family," "You're the brother I always wanted," or "I'm losing a sister but gaining a brother." You ain't gonna hear nothing like that tonight. So Matt, listen carefully. For the majority of Abigail's life, she has had two responsible, dependable, stable, distinguished, we'll get to that, loving men in her life. The first being her father, Dr. Alan Gelb. Dr. Alan Gelb is the chief of the emergency department at San Francisco General for over 25 years. Professor of internal medicine at UCSF, Regent Scholar at UCLA and Berkeley, Phi Beta Kappa, Alpha Omega Alpha, Best Lecture Series and Most Inspirational Teacher, and he saves thousands of lives daily.
1,000 every day.
The second person being her brother, me, Mr. Adam Gelb. 2006 California Teacher of the Year, National Runner-Up Teacher of the Year, 2008 Coach of the Year, 2009 Commencement Speaker at UC Davis. The list goes on and on. So Matt, I think it's fair to say you have some pretty big shoes to fill. But don't you worry, Matt. I'm going to tell you 2 stories about Abigail that will help you along your journey with my sister. The first story took place when Abigail was in 7th grade and I was in 6th grade. Abigail went to Thornton Junior High School and I went to Warwick Elementary, and she had an extra credit problem or homework assignment due that morning. We were running a little bit late. I was getting my stuff together, and in order for Abigail to get to her class on time, my mom had to drop me off a little bit early. Adam, hurry up, we are going to be late. She's waiting in the, honking a horn in the driveway, and I'm getting my school stuff together. Abigail says, Adam, hurry up, I got this assignment due. What I remember next is kind of a blur, because what Abigail did is she took a closed fist and hit me on top of the head. Mild concussion, I blacked out. But what she did remember to do is call that day from lunch to see if I was okay. She was in tears, she was sorry for what she had done. I had missed school, but she was very concerned about my well-being. Moral of the story, Matt. When Abigail needs to be somewhere, you get her there on time and don't be late. Second story is I'm in 7th grade and Abigail's in 8th grade. And Abigail had come down the hallway to talk to me about this guy that had been bothering her, saying some stuff about her at school, distracting her from her studies. And we all know how serious Abigail takes her studies. She didn't say it was that big of a deal, and she would let me know if it became an issue. The next day at school, it became an issue. First period Spanish class, I left my classroom, and Abigail came up to me crying after she left science and said, Adam, this guy will not leave me alone. She was in tears. She was hysterical. I went up to the guy. I said, are you talking about my sister? He said, who's your sister? I said, Abigail Gelb. I know Abigail Gelb. I then proceeded to push him down and hit him, and then was sent to the principal's office to get suspended from school. My dad came to the office